I'm still breathing. I'm pretty
Yes, sir.
overwhelmed. I I'm not sure if you heard about my friend who got killed.
No, sir.
Her name was Natalie Bollinger, but I've been through hell over it.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm sorry you're going through that, brother. I kind of know what it's like to lose a friend. I mean, you remember when we lost Brooke?
I do.
And Brooke was my best friend for years.
Yeah.
It just takes time and healing, brother. It takes patience more than anything.
Well, it's more than that.
Healing will come.
I've been through hell because of it. I can't take care of myself. I don't have my own place. Everybody almost that I've had to stay with because of it has been an alcoholic or a drug addict, and I don't drink or do drugs. And you know how helpful those people are.
Yeah.
I got to write a police report, but I can't function well enough to do that. The only way I can do it is to have the officer um, sit with me, but then I have to be able to record it. Otherwise, they pull some shady shit.
Yeah.
Now I have the worst stress headache, and I want it to stop, but they tried accusing me of killing Natalie when she first died because her and her friends had been gang stalking me, and I was trying to get them to stop. And the officers here in Chapel wouldn't do a damn thing. Oh my god, I need my headache to stop.
Do you have any ibuprofen or anything?
I don't.
Well, I think the best thing you can do is just go drink a big glass of water. You're probably dehydrated, brother.
Yeah, I drink a big glass of water. Usually that helps with a regular headache, but this is a severe stress headache. I mean, I have the things that I've gone through over and over in my head all day, every day, and I don't have a safe environment to actually process it all.
Yeah.
And then, like, I shut down. I've got
Well, how can I help you?
You're helping me now.
Well, just stay on the phone with me as long as you need to, brother. I'm here for you.
Yes, sir. Uh, I've been in contact with Ben and Casey. She was missing for a while there. I thought she had been missing for like 6 months. It turned out she was missing twice.
Yes, sir. I'm glad all that's taken care of.
Man, that girl's been through hell.
I know it.
I tried telling people what the system is like. I wish I could get her story recorded and out to the public, get it sent to some news stations. I mean, she's been through a lot of the same shit I went through growing up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Uh, I do miss Brooke. You know, she was the only one out of all y'all that didn't like me for fucking years.
Yeah.
She didn't
Well,
like.
Brooke was slow to take a liking to anybody, though. I mean, she'd been through a lot, too.
Yeah. The system sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Colorado's the worst, though. I mean, they're worse than Nebraska. They're worse than Washington State. They're worse than anybody I've ever encountered.
I had no idea.
Yeah, dude. Fucking the first time I was raped was in the system in Colorado. That stuff.
Jesus, I'm sorry, brother.
You didn't do it. It ain't your fault. The problem is that when you're in the system, the people who have the authority positions can do whatever they want.
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that Casey was telling me about dealing with the cops, I was like, oh my God, like, I know, I totally know.
Yep.
When I was younger, like, I had to deal with the cops a lot. Every time that somebody would do something messed up, I'd try to call the cops and I'd have a fucking meltdown because, like, I have to go to my predators to try to get them to call the cops. And, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, my family just didn't give a shit. They still don't. My little brother fucking molested his stepdaughter, and my mom helped him get away with it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm the bad guy of the family because I tell the truth.
Well, people don't like hearing the truth, brother. It makes them feel like shit.
I know.
We're truth speakers.
You know, I did something that I hadn't done in a lot of years after Natalie died. I actually lied. I lied and said that I would kill Ted Bollinger. I was just trying to scare him into not hurting anybody, you know?
Yeah.
And then after, like, the police wouldn't do a goddamn thing. They kept using the term mentally ill, trying to pretend I'm schizophrenic. You know me. Am I schizophrenic?
Well, they call us schizophrenic because we see the truth, man. They call us schizophrenic because we see reality as it really is.
Yeah, it's the problem with autism is that there was a guy in one of the video games I play, and his name is Autism Saved My Life in the video game.
Hmm.
And he said, you know, we see the world for what it really is. And for me, like, I don't even know that that's an autistic trait. I think it's the fact that I lived through it.
Yeah. I mean, survivors of trauma have seen a different reality, man.
Yeah, and trying to explain it to people who haven't had to live it. Like, a lot of the people that wanted to help me, they could only understand a small part. There was a lady named Shannon. She had to endure some of the. I mean, she didn't have to endure the same level of sexual abuse that I did, but she understands it.
Yeah.
When she went
Yeah.
to her mom blew her off about it, and, like, she held more animosity towards her mom than she did towards the people who actually did it, and that's where I'm at. All the people that I went to, like, some of them understand little bits and pieces because they've lived through little bits and pieces of it, but the ones who, like Brandon Jepson, for example, he hasn't had to live through any of it. He is on the cop's side no
No.
matter what.
Yeah.
And that's
And that's, I understand it, but it's still, I don't believe in the militarization of police. I believe police are supposed to be, to serve and protect and to be of service first.
I agree with that 100%. But then, you know, they're on the same side when you. It's kind of like, you know, if they're not friends with the people that they're working with, they still don't want to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
So for them, turning in a bad officer is a tough thing for them to do.
Yeah.
Uh,
And bad officers exist. I mean, they said 60% of domestic violence cases got dropped that involved police officers. 60%.
yep, 60%. That's the same number that I was reading. Like for me, going through this trauma, when I became an adult, I decided I was going to advocate and speak out. But the term mentally ill prevents me from being heard. And I went through
Yeah.
that education. I mean, when I was in the system, we had to take sex ed classes, and it's not like sex ed when you're in high school. I mean, this is, you know, sex ed classes for people who have lived through severe childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my head hurts. And that's the thing. Last night I had a severe meltdown. I have them often because I need an advocate, and they keep using my disabilities as an excuse not to take a report from me and not to look at evidence.
Yeah.
And then they keep using my intelligence to pretend that I'm not disabled when it comes to fucking sentencing me. And I'm like, I am aware of what the fuck is going on. You know, I'm not fucking retarded. I'm not fucking schizophrenic. I see it how it is. You know, I
Yeah.
don't think that it's aliens or Illuminati or any of that crazy shit. Oh my god,
No,
light sensitivity.
I see it as, just power. I
Yeah,
see it as the power of the universe, vibration, frequency, energy. It's all there.
absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah. But we all have a little bit of power of free will to make our own choices, and that's the beauty of this life.
Yeah, the other thing is a lot of people don't understand how the choices of others affect you. Like for me,
Yeah.
my parents choosing cocaine over their own kids is the whole reason that I was in the system getting raped and getting beaten for the color of my skin and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then the police not willing to do their job. I mean, that resulted in I literally had to break the law to try to force the police to do their jobs. And I can't turn off this panic attack without a safe environment. Like the whole time that I'm at other people's places with their roof over my head and their food in my belly, I'm thankful for the roof over my head and the food in my belly. But when they're screaming, they don't understand how that affects somebody who's been through this amount of trauma.
Yeah.
Like it shuts
Yeah.
me
We
down
process
entirely.
everything, man. I mean, we process other people's conversations. We hear bits and snippets and pieces and words, and it becomes our bits and snippets and pieces and words that we process at our own level. I understand, man.
Is there
I understand that there is no extraneous language. It's all internalized, and it's all one language.
that's the problem with texting. Like most of the people that I've been try that offered to help me, I tried to explain to them all, don't text me. If I text you, that's because I'm having an emergency. I need someone to talk to. I need someone to actually listen. And then we just text back and forth. And like the whole time I'm texting, I just want to blow my goddamn head off. And I tell everybody that, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I understand you need somebody to talk to. I mean, if that's all I can be for you, that's the most I can be, brother. The most you can be to a man is a friend.
Yeah, that's a lot of it. Like with you, you weren't a witness to any of the stuff that was going on. So my conversations with you are exactly that. It's just me needing somebody to talk to. But then there's the people who are
Yeah.
witnesses, and I love them and I care about them. But a lot of them are really mad at me because I needed their help and they promised help. And when they didn't, when they procrastinated, like I was going through abuse the whole time they're procrastinating, and they're not registering that I'm having to go through a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
And then they all have families, so like it doesn't register to them that they have immediate family. They have loved ones there they get to talk to, they get to have as a part of their life. And with Natalie, a whole year before she died, she fucking slandered my name, and I couldn't go see my loved ones without being threatened or assaulted.
Yeah.
She didn't understand that her lying and saying that I stalked her was going to result in people because she's really pretty and I'm not, and she's a bit younger than me. But like, I went there because she was suicidal, and she told me if I wasn't there, then she was going to kill herself. And then fucking 6 hours later, she ran her car into a fucking tree, and that didn't kill
Yeah.
her. You know, that fucked her leg up. And the whole time I was in Virginia, she kept telling me she wanted to have one-on-one conversation with me, and that's what I needed with her, because if it's not one-on-one, I get overwhelmed so quickly, especially when I'm stressed. In a new environment, I'm stressed. If I'm around alcoholics, I'm stressed. If I've got people that I love that have died, I get stressed. And that's the thing, is that I can't handle it. It's too much for me to handle. And then, I tried to get it to stop. I tried going to the source and they fucking didn't care. I tried going to the police and they didn't care. Natalie's friends and family were fucking harassing me and threatening me and fucking all sorts of shit before she died. And I tried explaining to her that was going on. I wish I could have just been able to take screenshots and send it to her. If I'd have known how to do that, then I'm sure she would have asked them to stop.
Yeah.
And they don't understand. Like, a lot of these people that offered to help me, they've never been homeless. They keep telling me to do things that I don't have the resources to do because I'm homeless all the time. And like right now, Dallas, Richmond.
I've heard of a Dallas. I don't know if I remember the last name though. Give me a little bit of his backstory, and I'll see if I remember him.
You know Todd Rust, who works for the city.
I don't think I do, brother.
That's all right. Well, he's a friend of mine, and he's been he's been about my only friend since I got back to chapel. Everybody else threw me away because I'm pissed at all of them. I've had to go through a lot of abuse because they wouldn't come forward, and they claimed that they would. Like I went through a lot of abuse in the last 3 years since I left Virginia, and a little over a year after I left Virginia, I'd gone through so much abuse over Natalie's slander. I mean, at first it was just she said that I stalked her, and I proved that I didn't fucking stalk her. I showed that, but I needed to be able to get a court date, and I went to so many people for help, and everybody kept blowing me off or yelling at me or too busy giving advice, telling me, just let it go, it'll blow over. And I fucking stayed out of Boulder for a really long time, hoping it would blow over. And whenever I went back, I had to deal with the same bullshit, and it was fucking worse every time. At first, it was, I heard you fucking stalked some girl in Virginia, and then it was, I heard you threaten some girl and her family in Virginia, and then it was, I heard you fucking raped some girl in Virginia, and then it was, I heard you fucking molested some little girl in Virginia, and I'm like, holy fuck, like, no, not ever. And it started off with her saying that I stalked her. And I don't even know that she's the one that said that. I do know that her family were her abusers and she just wanted them to be happy, like a lot of people do. They want their family to stop abusing them. They want their families to love them and care about them. And I love Natalie so much. You got no idea. I love her the same as I love Brandon and the same as I love so many other people, but they don't understand how much they hurt me, by not trying to
Yeah,
understand. And I get it. People only understand from their level of existence. I mean, a rich person isn't going to
exactly.
understand what it's like to be poor.
Yeah,
But I got to have a lot of people who, they only text message me, and I
can I
tell,
ask you something, brother?
yeah,
Was Virginia good for you?
it was until I left. When I had that panic attack and they took it wrong, I was stuck in the middle of the road outside of Natalie's house. I was severely dehydrated and I needed help. And they took it as me being some sort of a terrible person, and that was
I don't think they
traumatizing,
thought you were a terrible person, brother. I think they knew you just needed help. I mean, if you're dehydrated and manic, you just need help.
That's the thing, is that I didn't get the help that I needed. They took my vehicle. I was stranded somewhere where I didn't know anybody else, and they didn't help me. They slandered my name there, and then they slandered my name in Boulder, Colorado, because that's where I knew them from. They didn't
Yeah,
help. That's the thing, is that there's no actual help. All of these places that are supposed to help, they just eat up tax dollars and tell you to go
yeah.
somewhere else and call somewhere else. And I didn't have the money to do any of it. I still don't. Like they literally, the police did everything in their power to prevent me from having the money to take them to court. They refused to take a report in Virginia about what was going on. They refused to take a report here in Nebraska about what was going on. They refused to take a report in Colorado about what was going on. Trains going by. Uh, I mean, Dude, when Natalie died, it was all over the news. There was a bunch of web sleuth crazy motherfuckers who went out of their way to fucking slander my name and take my words and twist them completely out of what it is that I was saying. The only
Yeah.
two news people that I was able to talk to were they work for news stations that, they basically just slander people's name for entertainment. I was never allowed
Yeah.
to defend myself or show evidence, and most of my witnesses were fucking scared and intimidated. I call them all cowards because they didn't come forward. They said that they would.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to do, dude.
I would just be patient with yourself and forgive yourself and try to meditate and clear your mind.
I try to do that. The problem is it's too much for me. I mean, I literally can't handle this. Every moment of every day, just there's so much that I have to go through. I mean, just I'm literally laying on a pile of evidence that's bigger than I am, and it's all stuff that I have to go through in order to make a police report. And I got a voluntary statement form next to me, and that's not even close to being enough to cover it. I have to be able to get my housing back and my disability money back so that I can defend myself, and I can't do that without help.
Yeah.
I don't have a vehicle, so I can't travel. My driver's license expired, and I can't find it anyway. The police officers who did the wrong stuff to me, like they were allowed to transfer out so that charges couldn't be brought against them.
Well, that's terrible.
It is. I was assaulted so many times by cops for trying to turn in cops. I mean, I would try to turn in a bad officer, and their coworkers would give the bad officer who I was trying to report about the decision whether or not I could make a report about him. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like letting a rapist decide whether or not the police are going to press charges against him.
Yeah. Well, can I call you back later tonight, brother? I've got a little bit of running around to do.
Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to me.
Have a better day, brother. It will get better. Just try clearing your mind.
I'm trying. Be safe, Matt.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Uh, 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 oh my God. Uh, 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 uh.